daughter of Helios and the Oceanid, Perse, the sorceress of Ea, Circe. Not really a major character in the regard of being the focus of stories, but almost always looming in the background, ready to lend a sorcerous hand, or perhaps a demanding hand, pointed at those that dare rise against her. This is Circe at a glance. As stated, she is the daughter of the Titan Helios and a nymph, so her appearance should come as no surprise as being divinely inspired. Homer, in his mentions of her during the Odyssey, describes her as a dreadful woman with lovely hair and human speech. Truly a terrifying combination, one whose beauty subdues you, but whose hand is truly vile. Speaking of Homer, let's begin with the most well-known story Circe features in, that of her encounter with the crew that Odysseus brings with him as they scupper on her island sometime after the Trojan War. While Odysseus tried to remain on the shore to look at his ship, his men ventured towards her palace, deep in the woods. Around it, docile beasts roamed around, but the men thought nothing of it, as they were offered food and drink by the sorceress. Unfortunately, the food and drink were ensorcelled, turning them into swine. Swine that she intended to keep, and the most impressive of the set to be Odysseus. Athena, however, intervened and gave Odysseus the counter to this charm, and upon drinking and eating he proved himself immune, quickly turning the tides on the witch, as he told to King Alkinoos. Despite the treachery, they needed to restore their ship. The crew remained on the island, once turned back, after all, for about a year, with Circe eventually giving them the information they needed to go home. A trip to Hades, which I covered here. Now, another tale Circe features in is that of the Argonauts, specifically in regards to Jason and the Colchian princess Medea, who, upon having murdered her brother, came to the island to be purified of the sin of that murder. Circe uses her magic and a ritual that involves sprinkling the blood of a pig upon their heads to remove from them the burden and memory of the murder, and sends them on their way. This ritual, however, comes back to bite Jason in the ass, after Jason was a very bad husband and Medea a very bad mother. This scorned Medea, sick of the betrayal of her husband and the murders she committed in response to it, fled to Circe's island to be purified. Something that the kinship between Circe and Medea as witches certainly helped, and she was indeed cured of this sin. Further tales tell of Circe poisoning the water where the nymph Scylla was, turning Scylla into the monster that heralds sailors, including Odysseus. It's full circle. Other tales tell of her turning King Picus into a woodpecker, but truly the Odysseus and Jason accounts are the ones that really stick out when discussing Circe, especially at a glance. As always, thanks for watching, stay hydrated, and be good people.